We're back. Scam podcast. Not even sure what episode this is. But we're back, baby. After a little brief break.
Inconsistent.
Consistently inconsistent is correct. But honestly, I mean it this time. We're gonna every Monday, new episode comes out.
I'm not committing to shit. Because you know what? I got a schedule and sometimes it doesn't line up.
Heard that. Well, we'll try to give you at least one a week. How about that? We'll try. It's the most we can give you right now. But we are going to try to legitimately do one every Monday. But we're here now, so why waste any time? So before we do anything, Malcolm, I just want to start with this. I want to start with this here. So I've been called, many things in my life. But one thing...
I want to call you something right now.
Yeah, I bet. But one thing's for certain, and that's this. Me, I'm a man of integrity. I told you that this was getting framed and put on the wall right next to Gruden. So touchdown Tommy. He's going right up there.
Fucking Tommy, dude. We still got 6 though, dude.
It looks beautiful. It looks glorious. You can't really see it on camera, but it's hanging up there right next to Gruden. It looks great.
So you took it down and then put it back up?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So welcome back. How's life treating you?
Hectic, man. Trying to start this business. Doing it a little under the radar right now. So
yeah. How's that going?
I feel like I'm selling drugs, but I'm not. I'm selling food.
Same thing.
Not paying taxes and shit, stuff like that. People, the first review we get, somebody's like, "Yo, this shit's fire." Second comment's like, "I don't see him on the fucking Better Business Bureau, fucking blah blah blah." It's like, just shut the fuck up and eat the food.
I was gonna say, have you had any interesting deliveries yet?
Oh, the old people, dude.
Yeah,
they love to chat.
Yeah.
One dude pulled me in. Fucking
pulled you in?
Oh yeah, he's like, I walked up, he's putting away his American flag. I was like, oh, okay. They got to roll this up before nighttime. I was like, sure. I thought flags were all weather, but all right. Yeah. I go in, dude, his house is like a fucking museum. It's just got it's got the Constitution on the table and shit. He's like, you're not one of the Bidenites, are you? And I was like, no, sir. Like, I like the Constitution. He was all into it, dude.
Yeah.
Gave me a tip bigger than his bill. It's like, just take it. Build your empire. I was like, fuck yeah, bro. Like, I'll be back, Mr. Allen, or whatever the fuck your name is. He goes, Malcolm. He goes, that's not very Thai. I go, I'm not cooking the food. It's my wife, dude. He goes, what is that? I go, Scottish. He goes, that's right. I was like, all right. And then one lady was like telling me how she's taking care of her 94-year-old fucking. Hold on.
Uh-oh.
Oh yeah. I walk up and some ladies, she's like, like taking care of her mom, so she comes outside. She's like, you ain't gotta worry about the mask. I'm like, cool. I mean, it's your mom that's 100.
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah, starts telling me about her dogs and shit, and like, she's like, she's like part schnauzer. There you go. And I'm like, okay.
What the fuck does that mean?
Yeah, she goes part Shih Tzu. All right. Like,
people are fucking weird, man.
Some of the old people, they just, they don't see a lot of people. I'll sit and bullshit with you.
Especially now, they're not out and about. It just reminded me when I used to work for that company where we knock doors or whatever. This guy was like teaching me when I first started or whatever, and he's like, watch this. It was like an election year. I think it was like 2008 or maybe 2012. And there's like an Obama, thing in the like a sign out front. And he's like, oh, finally find some people with common sense out here voting or whatever. Shakes their hand. He's like, yeah. And that breaks the ice. The guys immediately, they're going back and forth about politics. The next door, it's like the Mitt Romney one. He's like, finally some people with some common sense. You know what I mean?
I was doing that with the old guy, but at the same, I was on the same page as him, but I was like, oh, this guy's gonna be eating out of my hand.
Yeah.
Then sure enough, he hands me double the bill. He's like, just take it. Sure.
Oh boy. So we got a pretty packed episode. There's quite a few things I want to talk about, but let's start with the emails. First of all, guys, follow us on Twitter and Instagram at scam_podcast. That's scam_podcast, Twitter and Instagram. You can follow us on YouTube, subscribe to our channel, 2-word Scam Podcast. If you're watching the video now, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. If you're listening to audio only, it's not that hard, man. Just hop over to YouTube, hop over to Twitter, hop over to Instagram. It's greatly appreciated. But also, if you want to email us, podcastscam@gmail.com. You can email us like these lovely people did. And we only have a few to go over today, but this is the first one. What's up, guys? I feel like you guys share a lot of personal stories on the podcast. What is the most embarrassed you have ever been in public? Tracy from Seattle. Most embarrassed you've ever been in public?
Embarrassment requires shame. I don't know. I try to stay out of. I was not the center of attention. Josh has no shame.
Oh no,
he does not get embarrassed at all. So
I mean, it's rare. It does happen. Like there was one time where I think I was like arguing with someone, and then I was, I think I was like in a store or something, and I was like arguing with someone about something with the receipt, and he like shows me, like points at the receipt. It's like
I feel like you lean into it. You're like, oh, I'm embarrassed. I'm gonna make it so bad that we're both embarrassed.
Oh, I already did that. Yeah, I went full Armageddon. It was already at that point. He's just like, dude, you want to do the return or not? What's up? I don't care anymore.
Yeah. I don't know. I haven't really. I mean, you could think of like your school days and like stupid things you'd be embarrassed about, but
yeah. I remember being at a party one time. This is probably either high school, maybe middle school, but I was like telling this dude that I was going to hook up with this chick. And he's like, which one? And I'm like pointing to the chick. And as I'm pointing, she just starts making out with another guy. Like, maybe not.
You think stuff with girls when you go up.
Yeah.
I mean, it was always funny, like when in college, so many times you start talking to a girl, blah, blah, blah. You're like, I'm in there, dude.
Yeah.
And then you go, what's my name? You're like,
fuck. You might as well just guess at that point. Stacy. Amy. I mean, there's the odds aren't in your favor. I think
it's like a receiver when he tries to run upfield before he catches the ball. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. You got to see it to hit it, So baseball in for life, No, I was going to say, I think there was one time where what I was just saying actually happened, where that what's my name thing came out, and then it was like a complete guess, and then she was like, oh, well, your friend told you. And I'm like, what? I got it right?
Yeah. Joke's on you. She didn't tell you her name. You're like,
no, yeah.
Calling you for weeks.
How the fuck did you know that? Oh, man. Okay. Yeah, so thank you for your email, Tracy.
We have no shame. Sorry.
Yeah, that was not a great one for us.
I try to stay out of an embarrassing situation, too. And even if I do, I'm just like, whatever, lean into it.
Yeah, especially like in public. I don't really, we've talked about it before. I kind of just mind my business in public. I just have my headphones in and kind of just do whatever I'm there to do and get out. But, all right. Thank you for the email. Next email. I feel like, I had trouble understanding this one. I feel like our fond memories of things are always better than what those things really were. What's something from growing up that you thought was great, but looking back on it now isn't that great, from Kelly? So something that when you were a kid you thought was
philosophical.
Yeah, I know. Well, also the way she wrote it, I kind of like it had some proofreading errors I was trying to fix. Yeah, so something. Yeah, she gave us like the philosophy first, then the question. So what's something from growing up you thought was great, but looking back on it was not that great?
I don't know.
Probably like
that one.
I was gonna say probably like a movie or something. Like,
can you use it in a sentence? No.
Yeah, like I'm trying to think. Maybe like all right. So when I was younger, the movie The Matrix, I remember being like, "This is the greatest movie that's ever existed." Now watching, it's like this movie kind of sucks. Like it's cool. Yeah. It's a cool concept, but the movie's not fantastic.
I mean, it just starts becoming more and more true. That's
that too.
That's the weirdest part about it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Cool and then not so cool.
Yeah. Maybe like
in middle school going to like the Groove or whatever at Universal Studios.
That's a good one. So what Malcolm's referencing is we grew up here in Orlando. Universal Resorts or Universal Studios, they have like this place called like City Walk, which is like nightclubs, and which is still there and is actually like a pretty good
I look
time.
back on that and think like that was insane. Do they still do that?
Yeah, so the nightclub aspect of it is pretty cool because it's all these bars and it's people from all out of town. Because I worked there at one point. It is a lot of fun. But when we were in middle school, they had a teen night, and it was like you go in, you get a soda, and it was like you're only restricted to this one club, and it was like the lamest shit ever. But when you were like 12, you're like, this is awesome.
Yeah,
this
you
is...
do whatever you want in there. You're like, you're not getting laid, but you're whatever.
You think you are.
You're laying the groundwork.
Yeah. That's a good one because that was
that dude, whoever thought of that, because it's probably genius. Because like, fuck, dude, just you don't have to serve alcohol. People just come in like the building's unused. Fucking A.
That's true. The building, they probably do make way less money, because they're not serving alcohol. But it's true. The building, it was like a Monday or Tuesday night, something stupid,
off night. Yeah.
Yeah. That's so true though, because that was literally I remember going to that a few times and thinking it was the dopest shit. Now looking back, I was like, that was so fucking lame.
Yeah.
Good one. All right. Thank you for the emails, guys. Again, if you want to email us, podcast
mini douchebags running around.
gmail.com. Yeah, for sure. It was filled with people that would eventually be doing it, all the time when they were over 18, just standing on the side of the club,
You know what's funny is I never got offered to drink in there before either.
No. There was no alcohol. It was very strict.
One thing you think like people, being in Florida,
sneak it in.
But it wasn't a thing, I guess.
No. They were very strict about it. All right. Couple things. I want to start with this. So, have you ever seen the movie or read the book, The Goldfinch?
No.
Goldfinch. Okay. So I read the book
about some Jewish banker or something.
Close. It's a very complicated story. It's a good book. The book was solid, but the problem is it's like one of those books where you're inside the main character's head a lot. So like the best parts of the books are like what he's thinking and like different things he's going through. So when you make it into a movie, it doesn't quite translate. You know what I mean? Like especially in the book, he's like a real quiet guy. So
Isn't
it's
that
like
Game
that's
of
not
Thrones
great.
is written too.
Similar, yeah, similar. Yeah, Game of Thrones. That's why actually that translates well because Game of Thrones was written from every chapter is from a different person's perspective. So sometimes you'll go over the same thing 3 chapters in a row, but it's like all 3 different people in the room. You know what I mean? So that's like a whole different aspect. But in this, not to get too deep on this book or movie because they're both the book is fine, the movie's not very good, but this is something that always bothers me, right? So in the story, this guy he's an art dealer. Later in the book, he grows up and he's an art dealer and he's addicted to morphine pills, right? So morphine pills, if you know anything about like Vicodin or Percocet, or morphine's all the way at the top.
Dylan calls them perkadoodles.
Yeah. Well, morphine's all the way at the top. It's the strongest, not the strongest, but the strongest of those 3. And in the book, the guy was like addicted to him, right? In this movie, he's addicted to him. He decides he's going to quit, right? But he has like a reserve bottle of pills in this storage locker, right? Like in the middle of the city. Yeah. So he's going through it, right? And then he runs down there to the storage locker. He breaks in or whatever. But this is the part that kills me. He opens the thing. He takes like 40 of them, right? Puts them on the counter, smashes them up into dust, and then just snorts all of it, right? And immediately, if you're not someone that knows anything about it, you just be like, oh, this guy, he's an addict, right? But really, no, this guy's fucking dead. You can't take that much of that drug. You'd instantly die.
I don't know, dude. They said Rush Limbaugh was taking 100 Oxycontin a day.
So to put that in perspective, right? So you can get the oxycodones where they're like 5 milligrams or 10 milligrams, right? These morphines would be like 10 to 15 of those. One would be, or one morphine would be like 10 to 15 of those oxycodones. So yeah, 100 a day is really pushing it. I'm surprised he lived that long, Rush Limbaugh, taking that many.
Can you imagine the drug dealer, like his boss being like, man, you're really moving this shit. Where are you selling it? He's like,
oh yeah, you mean the U.S. government, right? That's where he was getting it from.
No, he said he was getting it through his maid.
Yeah, who was probably just getting prescriptions filled. 100%. to get that many. Otherwise, he'd be broke, dude. That's so expensive. That's such an
Maybe
expensive habit.
I mean, if the maid's Mexican, she got a little.
That's true. That's true.
Dude.
Yeah, maybe she was giving him placebos. He thought he was taking 100 Percocet a day.
She got baps for it too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Saw that. But anyways, yeah. So in this movie, he takes this huge line, and it's like, no, he'd be dead. Like, did no one do any research on this? Like, you can't
Was
just.
he-
Wow.
Was he like still using, or he's like coming back from using?
Coming back from using. But
Oh, yeah.
regardless, he took
Dead
like
for sure.
he took like 30, 40 pills. So let's say you ate them, right? Let's say you ate 30 or 40 pills. You'd instantly start throwing up because your body would be rejecting it. And maybe you'd survive if you threw up the pills quick enough. When it's going up your nose, there's nothing you can do, dude.
Yeah.
It's over for you, bro. But
Josh is not a doctor, by the way.
Yeah, I'm not a medical doctor. I do not, but at the same time, I don't advise you do what he did in the movie. But also,
Yeah.
I just can't believe no one like researched that. Like, it's an easy thing to research. Like, oh, will this amount of drugs kill you instantly? Then yeah, probably shouldn't do
So
it
you
in
said
the
this
movie.
is a movie? It's called Goldfinch.
The Goldfinch, yeah.
Apparently, that's a bird.
It is a bird. It's a painting. That's what the book and the movie are based on. It's a painting called The Goldfinch.
Yeah.
But if you haven't seen the movie, it's interesting. But the book was better as far as for the story. But it's a cool. The story itself is pretty neat. A lot of good actors in it. The execution for the movie was just not fantastic. Oh, also funny about this movie, Nicole Kidman. So in the movie, right, it takes
Nicole Kidman.
well, it takes place right when this guy is a kid, and then it jumps like 20 years into him being an adult, and in the and he gets adopted by like this family, right? And then his dad comes back in the picture, and he gets ripped away from that family, and he moves to Las Vegas, and then he comes back 20 years later, right? Well, in the book, it's the mom of the family that adopts him is like one of the main characters. Well, in the movie, it's Nicole Kidman, but this is what's funny. Originally, when he's a kid, she's supposed to be playing like a 30-year-old woman, right? And then they jump 20 years, and she's supposed to be like in her 50s. But when she was playing the 30-year-old, she didn't have any makeup on or anything. She's 50, looks 30. So when they jumped to her where she's supposed to be 50, they had to make her look like an old woman. Like, they gave her white hair and this wrinkly face. It's like she's like 60 years old. She just looks great. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so it's just funny because they're like, this is what a 55-year-old woman should look like, not what you actually look like. So you're gonna play a 30-year-old as your normal age, and then we're gonna make you look old for the age you actually are.
Did you watch the I Care a Lot?
I did not. No, I saw it won a
watch
Golden
it.
Globe last night, though.
Did it?
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah, is she in it? Is that what you're saying? That she's 53,
No,
by the way.
I've
and looks
watched
amazing.
watched quite a few movies. Watched Tom and Jerry on Friday.
Oh yeah, how was that?
It was good.
Did Jerry
What's his
finally
name,
get
the-
Tom, or
the,
Tom finally get Jerry?
The Mexican dude who's in like 30 Minutes or Less.
Oh, Michael Pena.
Yeah, he's fucking fantastic in it.
He is.
He's great in it. And it's just like, my roommate comes in, it's like, he's like, what is this, Tom and Jerry? I go, yeah. I was like, good. It was like, you know, Tom chases Jerry. It's fucking, they do stupid
Tale as
shit.
old
It's
as
hilarious.
time. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking, it's ageless, dude.
Yep. That's interesting that you saw the movie. I didn't even know there was a movie.
It's good.
Michael Pena is great, though. Have you seen the
Dude,
Ant-Man
he's
movies?
fantastic in this movie. He's the only thing that holds the whole thing together, like as a movie.
Yeah.
Because he is actually funny in it.
Yeah.
But everything else is just, you know, they put a bunch of corny shit around Tom and Jerry fighting
Of
each
course,
other.
it's a kids movie.
But the Tom and Jerry part is fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen Ant-Man? The Ant-Man movies? Michael Pena's in those. He's great in those. And
Yeah.
then
he's got a lot of shit. It's just
have you seen the season of him where he's on Narcos? That was wild.
Oh really?
Yeah, I think it was like
I
season
didn't watch
2.
Narcos.
Yeah, he's good in that too.
I also watched you know, we had that conversation about movies you walk out of. I
Yeah.
watched this movie. I'm assuming because they put this up at the end, it's called Galveston.
Galveston.
That fucking movie. If I was in a
Galveston,
theater, I would have
Texas?
walked out.
Yeah,
But-
that bad?
I was like, I gotta see how this ends.
Oh, I
And
see
it was
now.
just terrible till the fucking end. It was so bad.
Huh.
The whole movie, I didn't know what's the plot of the movie. There was no plot.
A hitman with lung cancer? That's what it says here.
He doesn't hit anyone. No one.
It got good reviews too. 73% on Rotten Tomatoes, 6.29
because it's
on
all
IMDb.
fucking, we're so fucking, aristocrats making a movie, dude. It's like, this is dumb as fuck.
Yeah. I've never even heard of that. Where do you keep finding these movies?
I don't know. My girl was just playing it, and I was like, and then she's not watching it at all. And I'm just like, I can't.
No, you're invested.
I'm not even. I'm just like, what the fuck? What is
That's
this?
the worst. That's the worst too, because it's like you got to see how it ends now. You know what I mean? You got to see what happens. You know what I mean? And then it does. And it's like this sucks.
All right, I'm gonna tell you the end.
Go ahead.
Because
I'm never watching this movie.
It bears nothing on the movie. How does it end? He walks into a hurricane.
Hey, sometimes you just got to walk into a hurricane, It's a metaphor.
He goes to the beach and he walks into a hurricane, black screen, Galveston. Fuck you.
It's a hurricane, or it's a metaphor, but it actually happened. That guy did walk into a hurricane. Speaking of walking into a hurricane, I got something for you here. So this was a clip that went viral a few days ago. It is the long snapper and a wide receiver for the Oklahoma Sooners. He was in a bathroom at a nightclub somewhere, around Oklahoma campus, and he decided he wanted to get in a fight, and he decided he wanted to pick on these two guys that were in the bathroom. So,
who did?
So this is a football player in the middle here, and he's talking to these two guys.
Long snapper's talking shit.
Long snapper and a wide receiver. He's not just the long snapper.
Come on, the long snapper, dog. Those are average people.
So he's sitting there and he's picking a fight with these two guys over here, right? Something happened before the recording started because the guy with the curly hair here, he has a bloody nose. And right before they start fighting, as you'll see, he wipes the blood from his nose, and I'll let the video take over.
Hey, boys, hey, get out of here. Oh, what you got? Hey,
the guy with the bloody nose looks wild.
Get out of here. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, shit, buddy. Oh, shit, young blood. Oh, shit.
Damn.
Hey, he ain't fucking around.
Oh, he's got his hooks in.
He got his nobody coming back, bro.
This ending is particularly brutal.
That's just funny, bro. Hey, guillotine. Hey, rear neck and choke.
Yeah, see, that's why you can't fight people no more, dog.
Yeah.
People got skills.
On that gross bathroom floor. Probably covered in piss. This is brutal right here.
Shit, bro.
Debate not even showing this part.
Motherfuckers ain't playing around, bro.
Oh.
So the receiver and the long snapper both got whooped?
No. He's a receiver and he's also a long snapper. He plays receiver, but he does the long snapping for
got them hands, dog.
So the moral of the story here is just don't pick fights with people. You don't know. What turns out, both those guys, they're trained in MMA. They're brothers. And the story goes because
I see those feet, and I'm like, yeah, that's not good.
Well,
you seen when he was looking down before he pushed him, he didn't want to do it.
No, I don't know. So this is what I was going to say. So the one of the brothers ended up going on Twitter, and he said, "Look, me and my brother, we've trained in MMA for a long time. We tried everything to not fight these guys, and they kept pushing us. And you can see in the beginning of the video, the one with the bloody nose, he turns to his brother and he goes, "Which one do you want?"
Does he?
Yeah. Which one do you want? And then, he kept like, clearly the other guy punched him first because he has a bloody nose. So he's like, bro,
before that first push that we see, he looks down and he's just like,
yeah, you don't want to do this, dude. You don't want to do this. And he didn't. He certainly did not. So that's the moral of the story, man. It's funny because I was talking with someone a while back about that. Like, we got into our share of mischief growing up, getting in fights and stupid shit like that. But it's like, you just don't know, especially nowadays, like you said, with how popular
BJJ,
UFC
bro,
is.
Fuck no, you don't know who can do what.
Exactly. It doesn't matter
if they know how to do anything, you're in trouble.
Yeah, quick. So it's just so crazy because that guy thinks he's tough. He's a long snapper. I don't know why he would think that, but he's a long snapper for Oklahoma Sooners. He probably thinks he's a big
but when you see
shot.
that, you're not like, this guy plays ball. Like,
no.
Now, if it was that MMA fighter and there was a linebacker, I'm still taking the linebacker.
You think? I guess it depends.
God,
It
that
depends.
size does
Yeah.
come into. There's a reason they have weight classes. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
of
saying?
course, of course. Yeah, it's funny though because even in that situation, there's a lot of variables that go into it, obviously. But it's so funny that like that guy, those two guys, they have the capability of just putting your lights out quickly, and even they were like resistant, you know, like they had the power, but they
Because
were
they don't
just
need to. They know
I
they can
know
do it.
exactly. So they were just like, we don't want to do this, but if you're gonna push us, we will do it, you know. So
Yeah.
so there's a couple videos I wanted to share. Here's another one that's pretty good. So there was, you know, the last week or so, there's been these brutal storms all across Texas. People's power out, no food. Well, one of the things that it's interesting about those areas, right? That when they get crazy snow, and me and you learned when we were living up north, traveling the country, that the places that don't get snow a lot, when they do get snow, they're just not equipped to handle it. So people start driving like idiots. People they don't know how to, you know, they don't have snow plows in their town, you know, so like their
Well,
snow just sits
The
there.
biggest thing is I used to work on a production facility for oil and gas. And all that is like after they drill the well, you know, it's the way they feed the oil back into the system and shit. And
Mhm.
out here, basically what you do at night when you're watching this production facility during the winter is you are making sure shit does not freeze, bro.
Yeah.
Because they have auto locks, dude. As soon as something freezes and the pressure can't get through, everything shuts down.
Mhm.
So in Texas, of course, they're like, you know, it doesn't get below zero here. We
Below,
don't
yeah.
need to fucking
Worry about it.
keep everything shielded and wrapped and shit. So as soon as that shit hit, dude, sorry, nobody's got
Yeah.
gas.
Yeah. Well, so like yeah, exactly. And like I was saying with this, like that's with, you know, something that's going to cost people tons of money. But it's even as simple as, like I said, people not knowing how to drive in these
Or them not
conditions.
plow. They probably don't have plows.
So here's a good example of that. Icy road. Someone turns a bad situation into something worse. So wait for the end here.
Almost.
This is the beginning.
Keep going. Keep going. You got it. You got it. Keep going. Keep going. There we go.
What the fuck was that?
He blew his MAGA hat off from the airbag.
Keep going. Keep
Oh,
going.
the airbag? I'm like, what? I thought his window
Keep
shattered.
going.
when he
Keep
was
going. There we go.
Oh,
Oh,
brutal, brutal.
black dude too.
I think so. That's fucking crazy. He's like, you got it. Bam.
That's hilarious.
Okay. I had one other thing here, and then we'll get back to talking. Myles Garrett, Cleveland Browns defensive end, the guy that bonked the guy on the head with the helmet.
Yeah, fucking the bro quarterback.
Yeah. I forget his name. What the fuck is his name?
He's like, oh, what?
What the fuck?
Oh.
So Myles Garrett decided to try his hand at some basketball. And I want you to, when I show you this video, right?
All right, I won't watch it because I was about
Yeah.
to watch something.
I want you to look at this and really understand the size of this guy and then the things that he's doing on this basketball court. Because it's terrifying. It doesn't make sense, right?
I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, I'd like to take this chance to apologize to absolutely nobody.
And it doesn't even make sense. Like he's, by the way, just to give you an idea, those of you that aren't big football fans, like how impressive that is. He's 275 pounds and he's 6'5". It's a massive human, flying through the air.
I want to see LeBron
dunking.
play one football game.
Yeah,
I want to see if this kid's fucking made out.
he talks a lot. He said he was a solid tight end, and he did get recruited. He got recruited by Ohio State to play football.
Bro,
so-
Brock's the biggest human to ever play tight end, and
Yeah.
even they chopped him down, dude. It happens to everyone.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, LeBron's quite a bit bigger. What's Gronk, like 6'4"?
Like
6'4".
6'6", dude. He's huge,
Is he? He's that big? Yeah. Crazy.
and he's just
all
so thick. It's just like the taller you get, bro, the harder the hits come. I feel like
For
I
sure.
think it's
What's
better to be
that?
low impact.
Yeah, they're saying bigger they are, the harder they fall. It's true. It's true. Especially like
Mhm.
you saw one of those Gronk injuries. It was like who was it? The guy from the Browns, TJ Ward, the knee to the helmet straight to the knee. It's like you can't do
Mhm.
anything about that. Just too big. All right, what were you going to show me?
I wasn't gonna show you shit.
You just said you were going to show me a video.
No, I was gonna watch the Myles Garrett video,
I got you.
but we still haven't talked about what I want to talk about.
Go ahead. What do you got?
I want to talk about that basketball player.
Basketball player.
Yeah, the JUCO.
Oh, that basketball player. Damn, I gotta find it. Do you have that basketball player's name in front of you?
No,
I can find it. Hold on a second. I totally forgot about that.
I didn't.
Is that all you've been thinking about? Oh boy. All right, here it is.
Gabrielle Ludwig.
Yep, I found. So, Gabrielle Ludwig, she is a 50-year-old transgender woman,
Veteran.
and she decided let's rewind. Let's give you guys a timeline of this. A man who was a veteran of war at 50 years old decided he wanted to become a woman, became transgender, and then decided
I want to go back to school.
back to school, baby.
Use the GI Bill, baby.
Yep. Go back to school and play women's college basketball. And it was pretty, let's just say, it was pretty interesting. I don't know how to zoom in here. This is the title is 50-year-old transgender woman is hailed as hero for joining a female college basketball team. This is mass insanity.
You can just see him like dunking on all these small chicks and like him like forcing them to be like thank him for his or she for his service or her service.
I mean,
The U.S. government just paid for you to get dunked on.
oh yeah. I mean, to give you an idea, I'm trying to find pictures here to give you an idea of what she looks like here. This is this is my favorite one.
Yes. Jeez.
She's just so much bigger. She's so much bigger than this. All right, this is from the USA Today. Transsexual Gabrielle Ludwig returns to college court. I mean, she's just in the post, just eating.
And you guys email us and tell us how you feel about it. Is this fair or is this not fair?
All right,
I mean,
so
look at this.
the other thing is, so obviously, before she was a woman and when she was a man, is this the coach, by the way?
I don't know.
I don't know if that's a man or a woman either. But before she was a woman, she was a man. And do you think she was good at basketball? She looks like she's pretty tall.
Before she was a woman, she was a man.
Yeah, it's hard to say. The women teammates called Gabby Giant or Big Sexy was born Robert John Ludwig in Germany 3 decades before any of them were a glimmer in their parents' eyes.
The team is very welcoming. The other 32 teams, not so much.
Not so much.
Jesus Christ.
It's so crazy because she's 50, and in 1984 she began an 8-year stint in the Navy, and she's just now. This is so nuts.
First of all, 8 years is not a stint.
No, it's a full tour, bro. Times 2.
That's 2 years plus the mandatory. Like,
I want to know what her stats were.
50
if I can
kills,
find her stats.
4 headshots.
None of those stats. 1 mass genocide. Gabrielle Ludwig.
Before she was murdering these helpless JUCO players, she was fucking
Oh my god,
in
dude,
Iraq.
she was solid. Let's see. She played 18 games. She only played 10 minutes a game and was averaging 18 points.
We're down by 20. Come in, win this thing.
That's nuts.
What was it?
She was only playing 10.9 minutes per game, but averaging 18.7 points.
So
And
every possession is
Yeah.
her scoring.
Yeah, and 4.4 rebounds a game. So
Is that like the stipulation?
yeah, you can only play a certain amount of minutes. Like let's keep it clean here,
Yeah.
fellas and
You've
and
only been
ladies.
a woman a quarter of your life, so you only get a quarter of the game.
Ball hog though, she's a ball hog though. Only 2 assists in 18 games. Only 2 assists. Not a big passer. Not a big pass.
Just going in there like
She protected the ball though. Only one
Just holding it
turnover.
above everybody. Nah, you can't just running out the clock. 2-0.
Oh boy, when was this? Let's see.
I mean, that's a for sure
2017.
draft of the WNBA, right? I mean,
No, they're not going to allow that.
why?
You know why?
No, I don't.
It'd be interesting. What if everyone just started like dudes that were like D2 couldn't cut it in
Want
D2?
inclusivity? Now you have nothing.
It's the WNBA is just a league full of dudes that chicks that used to be dudes.
Fucking the whole G League fucking becomes women.
Yeah. Hey, I would check it out. Why not?
I would definitely watch it.
Oh man. So yeah. So Gabriel Ludwig, look it up, see what you think. Let us know what you think. Is that fair? Should she be
Do you
allowed?
think it's fair?
As far as the sanctity of the game,
No, dude.
yeah. As far as the sanctity of the game, it is not fair. But
No.
she has the right. I agree with the fact that she has the right if she wants to go back to college. What's stopping her from playing basketball? But
I think there needs to be a unisex league. Like, all right, anything goes, whatever. Dude.
Yeah.
You can have a fucking panda in here if you want. You know what I'm saying?
Panda having his way in the paint.
Can't wait till they cross the
Up the
bridge of the
boards.
first transsexual panda.
Oh boy. So I've also noticed, right? So I have like my notes app or whatever for these podcasts. I write down like all kinds of stuff like, oh, that'd be great to talk about on the podcast. But most of the time it's like when I'm in bed and I just write down like a few words to give me so I remember what it is. I have no idea what this means. Freaky Friday / switches places. Could mean anything. I have no idea what that
You
means.
just described the plot of Freaky Friday.
Yeah, exactly. And then I have another one. It just says death grip handshake. Don't remember what that is.
It's a Trump handshake.
What do you think about that? What do you think about when somebody comes in and just, how you doing? Just gives you the, like you're breaking your knuckles when they shake your hand. What do you think about that? What does that say about that?
I'm usually mad when I don't get, the old finger to the back.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm mad when I don't get that and they get me and I'm like, ooh, I want to do that again.
Yeah.
Fucker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. When they come in like sideways. Is that what you mean? When they just
How
come
about
in
when you
over
get
the top?
the fucking fish grip?
That's this
Floppy
one, right?
fish. No,
one?
like where somebody's just like,
Oh, no. That says something about it.
Immediately lose respect.
Yeah. I was going to say, so you do think things when you shake someone's hand. Then.
Yeah.
That's a real thing.
Yeah.
I don't think too much about it.
You go, what's your wife look like?
No, I don't think too much about it. But if someone does the floppy fish, I agree. I'm like, what is this?
Yeah. Get some self-confidence or something, dude.
But I always think about like when someone does like that death grip handshake. It doesn't say a lot about this handshake. Doesn't to me tell me anything, except the fact that like, oh, this guy thinks about the handshake. You know what I mean? Like this is important.
Have you ever
to him.
shook like you ever shaken a true farmhand's hand?
It just feels
it's frightening.
Yeah, it just feels
Their
like
hands are like vice grip. They could just crush your hand, dude.
Of course.
Now, one time in North Dakota, was at this rodeo, and we were getting trashed in the middle of this field. Australian dudes there farming for the summer.
Mm-hmm.
I watched this guy take a can closed and poke it with his thumb, dude, and open it.
Oh shit!
Yeah, it was like the scariest thing I've ever seen, dude. It was insane.
Yeah, I could do that to your head.
Yeah, it's nuts. Just kept calling everybody cunts and pussies. I'm like, hey, dude.
Oh, that's like a common word over there.
Yeah,
the cunt is that's a word that Australians. Because I remember when I was in high school, or I guess like middle school, we were at like this basketball tournament, and one of my friends, I was staying with him for like a few weeks for this tournament, and his family was having another like team, a few guys from that team stay at their house, and they were from Australia. And I remember just like hanging out with them, and the things they said, and I was like, "Whoa, you shouldn't be saying that." And they're like, "What are you talking about?"
They're pretty brash. I'm not gonna travel internationally. You see them, dude, and they're
it's just different.
They don't put the polite face on for anyone.
But that's the thing is that's to them that's not that. You know what I mean? That's just how it is, and from where they're from. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I guess people don't take things so personally, as far as what's said. Who knows if that's right or wrong? But also, what I found interesting was they would come over here and they'd buy everything, right? They'd buy they'd be in the store like, what? This doesn't make this doesn't make any sense. Why are these shoes so cheap? Why is this so cheap? Why is the blah blah blah? And then it was because they were dumb kids and they didn't understand exchange rate. But at the very end, they're like, I spent how much?
It's not even exchange rate, dude. Honestly, after traveling all those Asian countries, America has the cheapest shit in the world, dude, as far as consumer goods. Because everything in Thailand, they tax it double, 100%.
Yeah.
Nikes, 100, 200.
Yeah. That's how you see, like, when those people come over. There's people come over from Brazil and they buy up all the Nikes. But that's also
Shop.
Yeah, but also a lot of the goods are made here, so they don't have to pay like the import price. So
not shoes.
Yeah, that's true. The company's here, but they are made here.
A shoe costs Nike like $5.99.
Pennies, not even pennies. Let's see.
I bought a pair of Nikes in Cambodia.
Oh, did you see this airplane thing? Let's see if I can find that. Totally forgot about that.
Oh, the Denver, the Denver thing.
Yeah, I was gonna say it was near you,
dude. My roommate was in that neighborhood.
Really? Where the thing fell out of the sky?
Yeah, this chick he's dating that was in her neighborhood. He's like, yeah, dude, I couldn't get anywhere. Everything was blocked off.
That's so terrifying. Now I'm trying
parts
to find
of the engine though.
You saw the video from inside the plane, right?
No.
You're kidding.
No, I was like, did the whole engine fall off? He's like, no. I was like, eh.
Check this out. This is in the air.
Oh yeah, I see the picture of that.
Look at that thing. It's about to fall off in any second.
Hey, I'd be like, yo, it's still attached. That's all I care.
Yeah, no kidding.
Because those planes, they can run off one engine.
Yeah, for sure.
But if that thing falls, now you're talking
in trouble.
Yeah. Weight thing distribution's fucked up.
So what happened was that the casing for the engine fell and it just landed in someone's yard out there in Denver.
Yeah.
Somehow it didn't hit. It landed right next to someone's truck too, like right next to their truck.
Tell you what, I'm suing, dog.
Oh, big time! You're getting a brand new truck.
Mm-hmm.
What else? You see this?
I have nightmares now. I can't even go outside my house. I think the plane's gonna fall in the sky.
Yeah.
I need $5 million to, cope with that.
It's true. I'm trying to think. Would you see the Tom Cruise deep fake stuff?
Mm-mm.
See if I can find that. So like someone made this TikTok where all they do is these deep fakes of Tom Cruise, and they're pretty crazy because you can tell because someone told you it was a deep fake, and he looks much younger in these videos. But it's pretty damn close. Like it just shows you where the technology, where it's going.
You ever been to a porn website, dude? That'll tell you where the technology's going.
Yeah.
Those shits have been on porn websites for years.
Show you some magic. It's the real thing. I mean,
that's really good.
Yeah.
It's all the real thing.
I guess this one doesn't have sound. It looks just like him.
Yeah.
Even the way his mouth is moving and stuff, like pretty scary stuff. Shows you where it's going. What else you got?
I got my Bitcoin. Hold on.
Oh, the hoodie. Yep.
Oh yeah.
Donate
some Bitcoin to us, people. Even though we don't have an address up.
We'll get to that. We'll get there. We're working on it. We're growing every which way. You know what's crazy is we didn't put out an episode last 2 weeks, but this is like our best download stretch in 2 weeks that we've had. So thank you for everybody again for all the support, for downloading, for telling your friends and family about it. Yeah, like yesterday we had one of our best download days. We haven't had an episode in a week. So that's pretty good.
We'll return the favor by being as inconsistent as possible.
Yeah. Honestly, we're going to try to be a little bit better about it. We do apologize for that. We just had life come up. Malcolm's starting a small business. I've been dealing with our dog. Oh my God, that's another thing I want to talk about. The dog almost died again.
Kill it already.
One of the emails did ask for a puppy update. I was going to bring him in, but we're almost at the end here, so we'll do that next. We'll do it next time. Next episode, I'll bring the puppy in.
Cliffhanger.
But this is what happened, right? He got better, right? And then all of a sudden, shit just started getting worse again. So we take him back. They give this steroid. They're like, this will fix it, right? So all of a sudden, he just starts, like, the next morning, he's sitting with me on the couch. He just starts peeing all over me, all over the couch. I'm like, what? So I'm looking up these things. He can't hold his bowels. Like, that's a bad sign. Like, that they can't, hold it or whatever. So I'm like, he's dying. Might as well try to figure this, like, maybe start making moves to just put him to sleep, right? So, because it was at the point, like, if you every couple hours, his whole face was swollen. Like, at one point, like, what happens if he does that in the middle of the night? He can't breathe. He's gonna die. You know what I mean? So I don't want to have to carry a limp puppy out of the crate in the morning. That'd be devastating. So
I don't want you to die, so I'm gonna kill you.
Right? That's what people do when they put dogs to sleep. If you think about it,
I know. Basically,
it's like, he's old, he's sick. Let's just kill him now. Imagine you did that with, like, your dad or something. Like, he's old, he's sick. Let's just do it now. Put it out of his misery.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
Be the frugal thing to do.
all this stuff is going on, and then I notice I look up the medicine he's taking, the steroid. It's called prednisone. I look it up. It makes dogs just pee everywhere. They just don't know what they're doing. They just pee everywhere. And it literally is the way that you're supposed to give them medicine is you give them to it one day, off one day, on one day, off one day, on one day. Every day that he's on it, he just can't. I don't know if they just, like, are drinking so much water they have to pee all the time. He literally would be, like, standing there, like, just sitting there, just peeing, and then I'd yell at him. He'd be like, "What, dude?" Like, he just didn't get it. Like, he didn't know he was
might
peeing.
just, like, sedate his bowels.
Just doesn't even feel it.
Free flow.
Yeah, exactly what it was. But I had to wash the fucking couch cushions and the blankets fucking 5-6 times in the last week. So now he is fully recovered now, as far as we think.
I love dogs, but dude, like, you're basically
brutal.
like dealing with a puppy. Like,
Yeah.
when you first get the puppy,
Yeah.
but it's not first getting it. That's the stuff where you're like, God, I could kill this thing.
Yeah, so it's funny because when we had so this is the second English bulldog we've had, and they're a little bit more upkeep with them. But when I got the first one, it was so much work, right? And I remember, like, saying, like, it's almost like having a kid, except if I accidentally kill the puppy, I don't go to jail. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, it's coming.
Yeah. Oh, no. You have the kid, right? You sleep in one morning and you wake up and the kid's dead. There's a full investigation.
I know. I'm saying it's coming that you'll go to jail for killing a puppy.
Yeah.
That day is approaching.
It's in the new coronavirus bill, the new stimulus bill.
Would not be shocked on that one.
Oh, it's funny. Some funny news. I can't get into exact specifics about it because it's. I think we would probably get, like, not banned from YouTube, but it would get blocked if I said the name of the company. But I'm dealing with this money transfer that I was doing, right? And I was moving money from an account I have to my checking account, right? So I go to do it. It processed last week. Should have been in my account Friday. That was the whole thing. I have bills coming out. I needed to move some things around to make the bills come out. Today I wake up. It's Monday morning. Money's not in my account. So I'm like, what the fuck's going on, right? So I call the bank. The bank's like, we don't have any pending transfers. So, like, it's not us. It's on the other side. So I call back this other company, right? And yeah, I know. No, listen, that's the point I'm getting to. But listen how crazy this is, right? They're like, well, we were sending you your money, and it has to go through, like, these checks and balances before they can send you the money, right? Yeah. And it got to one point, and somehow, again, I don't even know how this is possible. They found out that I was currently incarcerated, which is also not true. They somehow found out that I was in jail, and they said they didn't feel comfortable releasing this amount of money while I was in jail because I may be using it to XYZ. I have no fucking idea. So they're like
doing criminal activities from jail.
No, they were worried that the money.
Jail.
They were worried that the money was going to some kind of criminal activity, right? So I'm like, well, first of all, I appreciate you worrying about what I do with my money, but second of all, I'm not in jail. I haven't been in jail. I have not been arrested. So I don't know what the fuck's going on. So I had to wait on hold for an hour for them to get a supervisor to fix it. Because the guy's like, I can't do anything about it. Like, it's not my call. It's someone above me. So I was like, well, get to someone above you. Like, what the fuck? So they go through this whole thing. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not in jail. I haven't been in jail. So I guess what happened was someone with my name must have been involved in some money laundering or something crazy. And when they like the transfer was going through, it like dinged it like, oh, don't give the money to this guy. But it's like, it's my money. How come you can't? What?
No, it's not.
Like,
Not
yeah,
if it's in their system, it's their money.
Exactly.
And they get to loan it out at 10 times the rate.
Exactly. So what's crazy is they get it all fixed. They're like, oh yeah, I guess it was some kind of error. No big deal. Click. They're like, yeah, the transfer is going. It's still going to be a week before I get that money now. Now, luckily, the bills was willing to pay. I moved some other stuff around to pay it. But what if it was like my rent or something? You know what I mean? Like where I needed it that day. Today's the first of the month. What if I needed it for that day and I had no other option? It's like, oh, well, we think you might be involved with some criminal activity, so we don't really feel comfortable giving you your money. It's like, what?
Yeah.
So
it's my money. Fuck you.
That's why.
Which is ironic because the bank is probably one of the biggest criminals.
Of course.
So,
of course. But it's just.
We can take Pablo's money,
but also exactly. The other crazy thing is, like, let's say I was in jail. How did they even get that information? How would they have gotten the information that someone of my name was in jail? And how is that popping up when a money transfer is
That's what's
on?
coming with that Federal Reserve. They're trying to do a digital coin or whatever.
Yeah.
Which is just same thing as cash, just digital. Now they're going to hold it over your head to literally modify your behavior. Yeah. Same thing in China, dude. When they just released their digital RMB or whatever, it's complete control, dude. If they can control your money, like everything you do with it, it's all digital, it's all computers. What can you do?
And they're also making money off when you make a transfer. You know what I mean? Like when you make money. Yeah, that's why Bitcoin is the future. So we've talked about it a little bit, but I still think it's a great asset, but I still don't see how it can be implemented the way it needs to be like a real currency. I want it to be. I hope it is, but I just don't.
Max Kaiser, dude.
I know, but I just think that there's too many other sources and too many people have too much to lose to let that happen. You know what I mean? So I feel like, it's uncorruptible, sure, but there's also ways that it can be blocked. You know what I mean? Like from really taking off. So you say that, but it's true. It's true.
No, there's literally no way to block it.
Well, I mean, we saw recently that just some bullshit with some news in Iran kind of tanked Bitcoin's value a little bit. I mean, there's things like that. The thing is, you don't understand. I guess maybe you do understand. We've talked about it.
Think of it like this. Was there any way for them to stop Napster? No. You can still illegally download movies.
Yeah,
you can do it to this day.
Yeah. So again, now
they can make it more difficult.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. So the thing is with crypto in particular, I believe that part of it is uncorruptible, and that part of it, there will be some kind of cryptocurrency probably for the foreseeable future until people decide not to use it anymore, which I don't see why they would. But Bitcoin specifically, I can see them just finding a way to tank it.
There's no way. And the reason they can't do it is because the way they use the dollar against people. Because when you sanction Iran, when you sanction Venezuela, when you sanction Russia, when you sanction China, what are they going to do? Oh, we don't have to use the SWIFT system. We'll just use Bitcoin. So what do they have to do? They can either fight it or try and own most of it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the only.
And even the thing. So then, and if they own most of it, then they can control part of the value. At least, that's the thing that worries me is like, again, the extent these people will go to not lose money or to not lose control. This is a deeper conversation, but still, like, it's possible. I mean, to say that
banned people from, they wanted to get rid of people's bank accounts who were trading crypto. Next day, congressman comes out, yeah, there's really no way we could stop this, so we're going to put a hold on that. There's just no way.
You say that, there's always a way.
I know the technology, dude. I know it inside and out. There's no fucking way to stop it. All they can do is close the on-ramps and off-ramps.
Yeah, so then what happens?
Exchanging the money for it. So what do? If you hold a bunch of Bitcoin?
Yeah.
You go, well, then I'll just trade Bitcoin with you instead of the dollar.
But then you have to have someone that's going to be able to accept Bitcoin or want to accept Bitcoin. And what if these major conglomerates and corporations decide we're not going to accept it? Then it tanks.
As far as a business, but two people, if I want to buy a house from you and I say I'll give you Bitcoin,
That's
you say,
the other
okay.
thing. You got to have enough people that want to do business that way. What if you want to buy this house and it's within your budget, but the guy's like, I'm not taking Bitcoin, which would be stupid. Right now, you probably should take Bitcoin, but you're like, I'm not taking Bitcoin.
Yeah, for that particular person, but you could find somebody who would take it.
Maybe.
The dollar is losing value because they keep printing it.
Yeah.
Just Bitcoin
I mean, to
has
say
no top because fiat has no bottom.
Yeah, but I mean, to say that again, that's part of the thing I don't like about Max Kaiser is the guy he can never admit when he's wrong, which I don't
What was
particularly
he wrong
like.
about?
Tons of stuff. I pointed it out to you in the past. Little things, but there's always an excuse. There's always a reason why. There's always a this. There's always a that. Not saying I don't like Max Kaiser. I think he's made a lot of money. He's smart. He knows what he's doing. But there's just certain things with him. I can't take everything he says as fact and everything he says as you know.
When it comes to Bitcoin, where it's going in the price, he's been the most accurate out of anyone.
Yeah, but I mean, to say it goes up, I mean, then what happens if it tanks? It's going to be, oh, well, it's because of this. It's because of that. It's never going to be, oh, I was wrong. That's the thing that bothers me. You can't trust a guy that acts like that. You just can't. So we'll see what happens. I mean, I still think, again, I have a lot of money invested in Bitcoin, so I hope it goes up. But to say
the
that
dude knows the financial markets better than anyone. He created derivatives. He created that technology.
Yeah. I don't know. That's just my personal opinion. You're not going to sway me on it. I just don't think that. I think he's smart. I think he's a good business person. I just think that, and he obviously has invested his money wisely. But we'll see what happens with Bitcoin. You said you think we were talking yesterday. You said you think it's going to dip a little bit here.
Yeah, because I mean, what the fuck do I know? But the way I look at it is like, okay, although I did see some crazy stats from Coinbase.
Mm-hmm.
So during
by the way, you should get off Coinbase. Apparently, that's what everyone's saying. So,
oh yeah, I should have a hard wallet. My buddy has all his Bitcoin. He has a full Bitcoin and he has it all in Coinbase. I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah,
now, that's how they can block you. If you don't have a hard wallet, they can put the kibosh on that and take your Bitcoin. Yeah, there's somebody in between you and your coin.
Well, also the thing I saw was the reason. There's a lot of reasons why people are out on Coinbase. But the thing I saw is they literally don't have the money to back up. If everyone at once was like, I want my money for my Bitcoin, they don't have the money to back that by far. Like they don't even have like a tenth of that. They have no let's say I wanted to. Everyone wanted to sell at the same time. That wouldn't work because you obviously would need buyers. But let's just say you want to transfer your Bitcoin over to something else, right? So that they basically have to cash you out or give you your Bitcoin to take somewhere else, right? Like for example, you have your Bitcoin on your hard wallet, right? Let's say you wanted to take all of it out of your Coinbase and put it on the hard wallet. Let's say everyone did that. Coinbase wouldn't be able to accept that because they don't have the money to back it.
Yeah, but when I just transferred my Bitcoin, I just did it through the Bitcoin network. I didn't do it.
Yeah, no, I know.
Cash.
No, I understand that. I'm saying that the Coinbase doesn't have the money to back. If everyone at once was like, I want out of Coinbase, but I want to keep my Bitcoin, they can't produce
maybe
that. They just don't have the money. It's like, I'll pull it up real quick. It was something insane, like not even close, not even like in the ballpark of where they need to be.
Well, it would have to be next to like $500 million or something, at least. The market.
I don't think that they even have that. Let's see.
Funny thing about Bitcoin is the ultimate goal is these exchanges of like, if it all goes to plan, the exchanges are the ones that get caught holding the bag. They're like, I got all this cash, but everybody uses Bitcoin now.
Yeah, that's true too. That's true too. I'm trying to see. So it has this doesn't make sense though. So I don't know how much I trust this one, but this guy says that they have about 50,000 Bitcoin on Coinbase, right? And in one day, 12.1 thousand Bitcoin left Coinbase, right? Which tanked their overall value. I mean, I guess he's showing like the outflowing of it.
Yeah, because what it shows is they'll get caught holding the bag. They'll be like, we have no Bitcoin and just cash, and everybody's using coin.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. They just can't. They can't.
That's the thing. People see the price. It's like Bitcoin's not rising in value. It's your dollars getting destroyed.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's part of it. That's part of it. That's why you see like it really does jump when the financial markets are in ruin or people have an extra cash lying around. Like when these stimuluses pop up, that's what everyone puts their money in.
But I do see like the stock market crashing, and that would create a pretty big dip because I feel like people have to like take their Bitcoin out, get cash to pay bills and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think like everybody be like, oh, shit.
Hopefully, because I want to get in deeper.
77,000 in the short term.
Yeah,
that's what that stock and flow says, and that's what.
Still, man, that guy, I sent it to you months ago. That one guy had that chart, and it's gone. It's that one. Yeah, I mean that shit's gone pretty much exactly up, down, exactly as he has pointed out. But he had it floating at like 51 until like June, and then in June he had it jump into like 77, going back down to 60. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, it's kind of ahead of schedule. So, all right, that's an hour. That's it for us. Any last words, Malcolm, before I fucking come over there and kill you? No, any last words before we wrap it up?
I'll kill you first.
That's it?
I got nothing.
Okay. Thanks, guys, for watching this long, listening this long. Again, we'll try to be more consistent. We appreciate all the downloads. And follow us on Twitter and Instagram, @scam_podcast. Follow us on Buy Bitcoin. Subscribe to it. Actually, don't buy. Sell your Bitcoin so we can buy the Bitcoin.
Yeah, I want all the Bitcoins.
Subscribe to our YouTube, 2-Word Scam Podcast. Follow us on Twitch, @scam_podcast. And we will see you guys later. See you.